Hi everyone, welcome to another unboxing video. Whoa, I don't know, these are good supplemental content, you all seem to enjoy them, so why not? I'm gonna do more of these as I buy more objects, to show off to everybody. So today we are looking at 4 of the 8 Amazing Digital Circus plushies. Today we have Pomni, we have Gangle, we have Kane, and we have Ragatha. So yeah, we're gonna be sort of just kind of reviewing them and comparing them to the bootlegs that I bought for my first video that I uploaded for Digital Circus that was in January. And I think, potentially, I'm buying all of the main cast for the series. I'm thinking, I have a video idea, do an actual normal Amazing Digital Circus video, not connected to FNAF or anything, just kind of a solo one-off video. I don't know, I've got an idea. I might go through with it, we'll see. I think it could be fun. But yeah, we're gonna get to reviewing the plushies now. Let's start off with the main character herself, Pomni. So here is Pomni. Amazing plush, by the way. These are about $30. And wow, I gotta say, this is a really, really good plush. So yeah, very, very high quality. Basically, pretty much everything on this plush is either straight up felt or it's embroidered. This plush came out right when the show came out, along with Jax, and then they released Kane by himself, and then the other main guys, and Gummy Goo. But yeah, so I guess kind of going over the details, you have all her red and blue patterning all over her, a lot of, different iterations of color. Her arms are pretty stubby, her legs are also pretty stubby, you got her 2 buttons, her collar, her face is entirely embroidered, sort of like the patterned eyes on both sides, her little sad face. It's very cute. Not a common expression for the character, but I think it's like an iconic one, I guess is the better way of putting it. She also has little streaks of brown hair, 2 little brown tufts right here, and her jester hat. So yeah, pretty solid plushie. There's the tag. I don't have the tag on all of these. I think some of them fell off, but yeah, this is the tag. It is Bubble, that character. So yeah, Bubble is the tag for all the plushies, and all of them are the exact same, basically, with Pomni, whatever name of the character is right here. But yeah, there's just sort of trademarks. Glitch Productions logo, Digital Circus logo. But yeah, this is a really good plush. I really like this. And now, this is probably one of the biggest things I noticed, is that if you notice, just kind of visually assuming how large, this plush is giant. These plushies are huge. And I'm not trying to say these are big plushies for like big plushie standards. These are just large because you look at them on the site and you probably think they're about the size of, our standard unit of measurement of Funko Freddy Fazbear. Funko Freddy Fazbear is the standard unit of measurement for all plushies, and it is about 6 inches tall. And you see this, you think, oh yeah, it's probably about Funko Freddy Fazbear height. It is about double that. So yeah, needless to say, this plush is much larger than I think most people would expect. Funko Freddy Fazbear, here he is, decent hand size. You can probably grip him in one hand. Pomni, no, I would. It is very large. So yeah, expect that. I think when you buy this, this is going to be a pretty big plushie. It's even bigger than like the Sanchi plushies. This is just a huge plush. Just sort of by comparison to most that I think come in this form. I will say, though, I think the only real error on mine, detail-wise, is I think her tufts of hair are supposed to be a little closer together, but, I can fit Pomni's iconic unicorn horn there, so if I ever wanted to. So, that maybe there's an upside to that. This plush is really solid, though. I'd give it a solid, I might as well just say it, 9 out of 10. I think the only thing that could have been better is maybe if it had a more standard expression. I don't really know. It comes down to personal preference. Maybe some people like the fact that that's the iconic, like, sad face for Pomni, but, I maybe would have liked something a little more standard, for her character. Maybe like maybe not necessarily like a smile, but like something that just looks a little bit less, like, exaggerated. Also the tuft hairs are kind of split in the middle. But yeah, other than that, this is a really good plush. And like I said, if you like the expression, that's up to personal preference, but I'd say give it a solid 9 out of 10. Very good start, Glitch. Y'all did a great job. Before I forget, actually, I'm going to do this too. So this is the Pomni plushie that I bought, the official one, and then this is the one I bought back in December to film my Amazing Digital Circus episode, a bootleg, and as you can see, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Again, you expect this. It's about Funko Freddy Fazbear size. So much smaller than the actual one, it's kind of insane. But you can just kind of tell It's not very good bootleg-wise. This is the only bootleg that I own that is meant to resemble the original plushies, and it's just... the proportions are all off, there's a lot of printing on it, the colors are, like, really weirdly, like, the blue is a lot lighter than the red, even though the red's about the same. The face is, like, it looks like she has jaundice compared to the original, which is just fine. This plush has jaundice. This is Jaundice Pomni, that's the nickname. The hair tufts aren't even the right shape. The hair doesn't even stick to the head. I bought the bootlegs because they didn't make none of the official Plush Available characters existed yet, and I wanted to make the video. But yeah, especially now that these exist, do not buy these. Especially if you're only getting your favorite character, do not buy the bootlegs. Buy the official one. Save up the money. They're so much better. I promise, it's not worth it. It's not. This is so bad. And we're gonna get to see how this rabbit hole goes deeper. Next up on our review list is Gangle, and I really like Gangle. Gangle is my favorite character. You know, this is her. She's pretty cute. So yeah, here she is. This was probably going to be a really difficult character to translate to a plushie because she's literally just ribbons. She's literally just ribbons and a mask. But I think they did a pretty good job. So yeah, you got her body, which is basically just a big like, sort of, I don't know what you call this, like a marshmallow kind of shape with embroidered lines to represent the ribbons. Her legs are just like straight, long pieces of felt with Velcro underneath. And this Velcro is meant to make her legs stay together and sort of allow her to be in a sitting position, just like the other plushies. Or if you just want her to be dangly, like how she is gangly, you know, you can make her legs dangle and she can kind of like sit on a ledge or something. Her arms are also just kind of long tubes, long strips, and they got Velcro so they can stick together. So yeah, pretty cool. I don't know if I would have preferred Velcro or magnets. It doesn't really bother me either way, but, you know, still a cool mechanic. I like that they did that. And also, there are a couple other Velcro spots. On the back of her mask, there is Velcro, which allows her back of her head to unstick to this piece of ribbon that is her neck. And I don't really know why they did this. There is no real feasible function for this other than just making her, like, really sad or breaking her neck. I don't know if maybe someone wanted to break Gangle's neck. You can do that. But if I had to guess, it's because that this being sewed to the back of her mask was way too unstable and was prone to breaking when they were testing it. So instead of sewing it to the back of the head, they just decided to put some Velcro there so that in the instance that you're, you know, flailing around and it broke off, you can just stick it back together. So I think that was done to sort of ensure that the face didn't break off and you just couldn't reattach it at all. That's my guess. But yeah, we can take a look at her actual mask now, her sad mask. These are kind of like just kind of different color pieces of felt with embroidery around it, and her tears are also fully embroidered. So yeah, nothing crazy going on, just a white mask. I will say, it is a little saggy. I kind of wish that this was just pulled a little tighter, because, like, this mask doesn't have that problem, the accessory mask looks fine. This mask is, like, it's really airy, and just kind of, it's prone to scrunching up a lot. But, I mean, it's still adorable. I still love her. But, you know, that's probably one of my big issues. Here's a tag also, nothing really that different about it. But yeah, so that's probably one of my bigger issues. You also have her accessory mask, which is the happy mask that she has for a solid maybe 10 seconds of screen time, and the fixed happy mask, which I don't think we've actually seen this in the show yet. Hopefully maybe this specific variant of the mask will show up, where there's like a crack down the middle and some tape. But yeah, you got two variants of the mask, happy and happy broken, or happy fixed, I don't really know what you call it. So, their feature is with two little pieces of Velcro on the back of the mask, which you can wrap around both sides, stick to the back, and there you go. Look at how happy she is. Happy little girl. But yeah, there she is. Pretty awesome. Like this plushie. She can nod, you know. I mean, it's a little weird from a couple angles, but I appreciate that they bothered doing this because, you know, it gives the plushie more substance. And, you know, from facing forward, she looks fantastic. I'll also show with the fixed happy mask on the front also. You kind of have to, like, puff it out a bit. There. The fixed happy mask. So yeah, there you go. You got both options. Pretty neat. So I guess I will also show it compared to the bootleg that I own, which honestly, this is probably second worst of the 4 bootlegs I own. Yeah, so obviously this was done in a different style. This was done in a sort of a style more closely aligned to the models rather than trying to translate it directly to a plushie, which just did a really good job at. But, you know, It's a tube. She is literally a tube of toilet paper. You got like, instead of just doing like what this one did, where it was more like just kind of separate, like making them more dense, it just sort of filled it in with white in between the ribbons, and it's like a barbershop pole. There's like actual ribbon coming off the sides of her arms and the legs. And then the mask is just that. It's in like very, very simplistic, nothing really special. Whereas this one's got a lot more personality. Yeah, I think it's pretty undeniable that the real one wins by a long shot. This is just sad. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not that I'm really expecting any of the fake ones to be better, but in case you were curious. Also, I just realized I forgot to show off the tush tag on Pomni, which actually, no, this one doesn't have a tush tag. Pomni has a tush tag. Forgot to show that off. Just, again, more logos. I didn't realize Gangle didn't have one. Well, Gangle does not have a tush tag, but Pomni does, so there you go. Anyways, let's move on to the next plush. The next plush we have is Kane, the ringmaster, ringleader, whatever you call it. This plush is adorable. I really like what they went for here. He's very chibi. He's one of my favorite characters. I got my 4 favorite characters on the show first, and then I'm going to get the other 3 later. But yeah, this is a really solid plush. I really like this one. So yeah, you got his sort of vest, which is made of a separate sort of felt piece, and it's sort of embroidered around his neck. His collar is completely embroidered. It's separate. You can see the yellow underneath. His legs and his pants and his shoes are all just solid black. His arms are connected to his vest. You know, just solid red. You got the gloves with the 3 little, I don't know what you call those, indentations. And his cane. He's holding his cane. You know, you can move it around. The little bulb on top. And then you've got his head. His head is obviously the most intricate part of his character design, you know, being the open mouth with the eyes and the tongue inside. And the hat on the top. So yeah, the hat, they did not forget the hat. Hat is up here, unstuffed. I remember when it showed up, it was like this. So yeah, you kind of have to like fidget with it. It's not fully stitched down, so you can kind of put your fingers in it and just blah, blah. I'm sure if you really wanted to, you could put some plush stuffing in there and fill it out so it doesn't really do that. But yeah, you know, there's his little hat. It kind of bobbles back and forth. It's cute. But yeah, his head is actually really intricately done. There's pieces of plastic inside, or either cardboard or plastic. I think it's plastic based on how I'm feeling. Plastic on the inside of his head that sort of forms the shape. These sort of teeth come up. There's all embroidered with the white, completely all the way around. The tongue is a separate piece of felt in here, and the eyes are 2 circles with embroidered pupils on there. So yeah, this is a really intricate plush. Though I have a couple issues with it. And actually really only one. The head on mine is very deformed. You might not be able to tell from this angle, but if you kind of like, just kind of look at it all around, you'll notice that the jaw is kind of like to the left, and the front, it's just not aligned with everything. And that is not just the plush being pushed in a weird way, it's just not sewn correctly. Like the back of the head, it's just all lopsided here, and the top is also like that. It's just not a coherent shape, and that contributes to the head being very lopsided, which is really unfortunate, because this plush would have been a 10 out of 10 otherwise, but, you know, it's a shame, because this is just too bleh for me to give it a honest 10 out of 10. I will say one thing I really like about this one is that you, since the eyeballs are separate pieces, and they're attached both on the top, both on the bottom, and one in the middle, you can do this, and it stays like that, and it's really funny. I don't know if that was intentional, but the fact that you can do it is really funny. I wouldn't recommend doing this because it might break, but just kind of moving it back and forth every once in a while, it's a little funny. You can make him derpy, so you know, that's pretty awesome. Dude is zonked. Someone help him. Anyway, but yeah, pretty good. And you know what? The only thing that would have given the bootleg an edge over this one for me is my favorite thing in the bootleg is that you could shut his mouth. You can also shut the mouth on this one too, and he can just look like this, which I think was actually one of the beta designs, was him with no eyes. It was just this. So yeah, it's kind of cool. Nom nom nom. But yeah, very good plush. Again, comparing it to the bootleg, this is more based off of his actual design than, again, trying to translate it as a plushie. Yeah, there is a worse Kane bootleg out there, which they actually featured in the ad, and this is probably slightly better, honestly. But, you know, it's very bare bones. I actually, never mind. It does also have the flares in the back, so this, yeah, it's just, again, not nearly as much detail. The yellowish, the cane is literally just 2 pieces of felt. The head is, like, okay, but, I mean, again, there is no tongue. The tongue is completely absent. His eyes are just like this. His teeth are literally just pieces of felt. And, you know, like I said, it's just so bare bones by comparison. Yeah, not very good. So, yeah, I mean, the official one, again, just easily beats it out. No questions asked. I don't know why Pomni's the only one with a tush tag. Someone will tell me that. Last but not least is Ragatha, which I believe this is the newest plush to be released. Technically, this was released with the second or the third wave of them, but this is the last one to be shipped, I believe. So technically, this is the newest one. And this plush is absolutely adorable. I really love this Ragatha plush. You have her shape, which again is just pretty plushy, like sitting down like a little marshmallow. Her legs are tan with little black boots. Her dress is very well done. It's very flowy. There's like a sort of very thin, I don't know, fleece material. I think that's what you call that. Netting, I guess? Yeah, it's like a netting. There's a netting all around her dress, both on the arms and the sort of bottom. Her patches are all beautifully embroidered on, you know, all parts, top, bottom, back, front, and the arms. There's just so many on there, and they're all really well embroidered. Fantastic job. There is the tag if you wanted to see it. But yeah, really solid. The arms, you know, stick out the side. The dress is detached entirely. However, she does have white. Just her body's just white, so, you know, nothing to see under there. Not like there would be anyways, but I know there's some people out there, you freaks. Anyway, so yeah, her head is pretty nice. You have her face, which is a real button. Really cool. An actual real button. Very smooth, very soft, very big, really cool. Her other eye is just kind of plastic wrapped in felt, hot glued onto the head with embroidered eyelashes, an embroidered nose, and an embroidered mouth. Very cute looking, very nice. Her hair is actually just straight up yarn. So you have straight up yarn, sort of all tangled around. You got full pieces of braided yarn on the front half, and then the back is just a bunch of loose pieces of yarn, sort of just all in the back. You got her bow, top, which is literally just felt. So you need a bit too, well, not too felt, it's actually stuffed. It's a stuffed bow. It's a stuffed bow with a little thing in the middle to kind of make it come down. Now, I will actually say, my Ragatha plush is an error. It might not be immediately obvious. If you look at any of the pictures of Ragatha. Actually, wait, I'm going to see if anyone can guess. Look at the hair. What is wrong with the hair? It's one little detail. Okay. So, if you guessed it, it's actually this one strand. So, if you notice on the picture of Ragatha, she actually has 4 bangs instead of 3. And you can tell that they just barely made this mistake because you can see, in order to stop the bangs from splitting at the bottom, they have these little sewed-in threads right here. There's little threads on each of these bangs, and this one doesn't have it because it goes all the way down to the bottom. And basically, they would just do this to all of them and then snip the bottom of these so they became bangs. And this one has it. This is supposed to be cut shorter. You can see where it would have the sort of sewn-in line right there. And this would have been cut right here, and that's, you know, what happened. They didn't do it, so, you know. Actually, I think that this is an error plushie. I'm gonna fix it. But you know what, Glitch? I'm insulted that you did this to my Ragatha and forced my hand to do this to my plushie. I actually will be only receiving a personalized note from Gooseworx saying I'm sorry in the mail. If you don't meet my demands, I'm gonna leave you a 0-star review on Yelp. There we go. She's been fixed. Perfect. And you can see her face looks a lot more even now. So yeah. Now I just have a piece of Ragatha hair. So that's kind of funny. For my collection. Actually, wait, I'm gonna do this more in character. For my collection, okay. Now to finally compare this to the bootleg, I don't even think this is a competition at all. For some reason, bootleggers just can't seem to get Ragatha right. Honestly, I weirdly have one of the better ones. The first example that comes to my head, I know SlyPie bought this exact model, the bootleg, and it just looks so much worse. This one actually doesn't look as bad, but it's still not great. All printed on the dress. Like, again, just comparing the printed fabric on this dress compared to be really well embroidered. Like, you can just see the depth is not there. You know, again, it's using this sort of actual 3D model. The legs and arms are sort of, they're just kind of there. I don't even know why she has like this weird nub at the end of her hand. Her finger transplant was a success. You got her hair, which is literally just everywhere, just random pieces of felt. Her face is embroidered, so, you know, I'll give them that. Doesn't look good. And her bow is about as complex as a FNAF bow tie. So, I mean, look at the back. The back is just, not good, bad. Don't buy the bootlegs. Buy these. The bootlegs were justifiable when they didn't have these, but don't buy them. They're bad. These exist now, but save up for these. These are good. So yeah, this is sort of part 1-ish. I don't know. Maybe I'll do part 2. A review of the Amazing Digital Circus plushies. Let me know in the comments below if you want a full-on Digital Circus plush episode. Instead of it being like a FNAF characters meet Amazing Digital Circus, it's going to be like if I made an episode of the actual show with a plot idea that I had that was pretty funny. That adds a couple jokes I like in it. Okay, it's gonna be filled with more jokes that I like, but a couple jokes that I thought of already that I liked. So yeah, you know, let me know if you want to see that. Again, go support Glitch. This is a cool show made by cool indie folk, and you know, indie projects are awesome because you don't have greedy corporate capitalist assholes ruining it. Anyway, so yeah, this is pretty... that got really dark. Anyway, go support the show. It's really cool, and I really like these, and I'm sorry for buying the bootlegs. Maybe the Ragatha was a warning. Anyway, so, thank you guys for watching, and I'm gonna wave goodbye with Ragatha's hair. Look, it's like 3 fingers. Bye-bye!